She reaches out a hand, whispering that she can finally see it again, her face shadowed as if she is in a trance. Fang Yi's expression becomes serious and urgent as he realizes the immediate danger, knowing she is not in her right mind. Reacting instantly, he summons a ball of golden-red flame in his hand, shouting a command to awaken her spirit. He then hurls the fireball directly towards the entranced Jiaolan, intending to snap her out of her dangerous state. The fireball flies towards Jiaolan. Snapping out of her trance at the last second, she recognizes the attack as a very rare and powerful Yang attribute. With surprising speed, she knocks the blast away with her arm, and the impact sends out a shockwave. She and Fang Yi now stand facing each other in a tense silence as golden energy crackles around his hand. Jiaolan, now fully awake, is shaken. The sight of the flower had brought back a bad memory, and the ghostly images of her fallen friends flash in her mind as she wonders if her preparations were still not enough. Seeing that she has returned to her senses, Lin Yi and Su Qingying rush to her side. Yi asks if she is all right, while Su Qingying wisely notes that Jiaolan is being badly affected by the dark attribute, and suggests it would be safer for them to all stick together. Ignoring them, Fang Yi steps forward confidently. He states that for the Shizai flower, it is enough if he goes alone, deciding to handle the situation himself. He calmly walks through the empty, misty clearing, approaching the glowing flower. Suddenly, the ground begins to shake. A massive, ugly, wolf-like monster with glowing red eyes bursts from the earth, lunging forward. Its mouth opens wide, showing a terrifying storm of smaller, screaming faces and dark red energy as it roars in hunger. Unfazed, Fang Yi summons crackling blue energy to his fingertips, saying a single word: Divine Thunder. He lets out several massive bolts of lightning that go through the monster's body. The creature roars in pain, its body filled with electricity, but it does not fall. Fang Yi watches it, realizing that this fox demon must have eaten countless other monsters to change so much, identifying it as yet another S-class threat. Knowing that the seal on the dark tide is temporary and their time is running out, he realizes he must end this quickly. Seeing the monster's amazing strength, a confident smirk appears on his face. He decides that if it won't die, he will use it as a test subject for his new power, gathering the scary purple energy of the dark attribute into his hand. With a confident look, Fang Yi unleashes his newly acquired power, the limitless dark world, on the S-class fox monster. A massive storm of swirling purple energy erupts from him, completely trapping the surprised creature. The energy hardens into a large, dark purple sphere, enclosing both Fang Yi and the monster inside its area. Inside this new reality, shadowy purple tendrils whip out from all directions, wrapping tightly around the S-class beast. The monster struggles and whimpers in pain, its massive form beginning to shrink under the immense pressure of Fang Yi's area. A system window then appears, confirming the devastating effect of his technique. Under the influence of the limitless dark world, the S-class anomaly has been forcibly downgraded by 2 full levels to a B-class threat. Standing before the now weakened creature, Fang Yi notes that the S-class anomaly must have had a very weak foundation to be downgraded so easily. With the monster now manageable, his sword ignites in a blaze of golden red fire. He declares that the fight is over and delivers a single, massive fiery slash, completely destroying the creature in a fire. Outside the sphere, Su Qingying and Lin Yi watch the massive orb of dark energy. Su Qingying finds it strange, noting that while it is clearly a dark attribute, it feels different from what she's used to. Lin Yi agrees, confirming that she doesn't feel the usual disgusting and heavy coldness from it. Jiaolan provides the explanation. She states that this is because they are witnessing Fang Yi's personal domain, a space he created himself after mastering the dark attribute without a teacher. Jiaolan thinks about the immense importance of this achievement. She explains that creating a domain is an incredibly difficult ability. Before this moment, the only person she knew who could create a spatial domain with their spiritual power was her teacher. She guesses that, besides him, there are at most 3 other people in the entire world with this power. A painful memory flashes in her mind, showing a vision of a massive, citywide disaster. She recalls how her teacher had tried to use his own domain to stop the disaster, but had ultimately failed. Their thoughts are interrupted as the purple sphere disappears, revealing Fang Yi standing alone in the clearing. Jiaolan and Su Qingying are stunned at how quickly he finished the battle. With a casual wave and a reassuring smile, Fang Yi announces that the chaotic burial mounds should be safe from any more trouble now. With the area now secure, Fang Yi calmly walks towards the glowing shizai flower. He carefully cups his hands around the plant, gently pulling it from the ground with its roots intact to preserve it. Holding the glowing prize, he examines it for a moment, concluding that this should be enough to complete their mission. Jiaolan watches him with a tense and nervous expression as the mission reaches its critical point. Fang Yi returns to the group and presents the flower to Jiaolan, who remarks on its small size. He confirms that their mission is complete and urges them to leave immediately, explaining that the sealed dark tide is unlike other monsters and could become a problem at any moment. He adds that they also have to deal with the unconscious, arrogant pioneer and his team. Her tense mood melts away, replaced by real gratitude. Holding the glowing flower, she sincerely thanks Fang Yi, admitting that his overwhelming power was the only reason for their success. She then thanks the rest of the group and announces it is time for them to leave. As the others begin to walk away, Jiaolan pauses for a moment, looking back to thank Fang Yi one last time. She then reveals the full, critical importance of their mission. She explains that Elder Wu, the Xia Nation's only Jinggang realm pioneer, is on the brink of death, and the shizai flower is the only life-saving medicine that can save him. With a slight, grateful smile, she tells Fang Yi that he has just saved the life of the nation's most powerful protector. Fang Yi listens intently, his expression thoughtful as he processes this new, important piece of information, quietly repeating the name of the legendary Jinggang realm to himself. As the group finally emerges from the dark portal of the extreme dark zone, they are met with a sky filled with swirling red clouds. The red-haired leader throws her fists up in triumph, shouting with immense relief that they can finally see the light and have made it out alive. Lin Yi agrees, grateful to see the daylight again. Their return is met with a wave of cheers from a large crowd of officials who had been waiting anxiously. They celebrate the successful retrieval of the shizai flower, admitting they didn't quite believe it when Jiaolan had first informed them. As the team walks through the path cleared by the crowd, the red-haired leader is surprised by how many people are there. Someone in the crowd wonders aloud who the person was that actually managed to get the flower. Suddenly, Lin Yi's expression becomes one of surprise as she notices something ahead of them. Parked directly in their path is a massive, heavily armored military vehicle, flanked by elite soldiers. The red-haired leader immediately recognizes the vehicle and the symbol of the legendary Star God War Zone, the most powerful and famous military force in the entire Xia Nation. A wave of realization and embarrassment washes over her as she understands that Jiaolan is a member of this elite unit, making her regret having yelled at her earlier. The Star God War Zone is ranked as the #1 military district in the nation. After the spiritual energy revival began, their unique advantages allowed them to secure the most resource-rich forbidden zones, turning them into valuable cultivation grounds. As they get closer, an official carefully hands the shizai flower, now safely stored in a glowing blue container, over to a high-ranking officer. The officer is revealed to be Major Han Li, who takes the container with a slight, satisfied smile. In a stunning and unexpected show of respect, Major Han Li and his entire group of soldiers snap to attention, giving Fang Yi a sharp, formal salute that visibly surprises him. Major Han Li then turns to Jiaolan, assuring her that he will immediately deliver the shizai flower to the hospital and that she can rest easy. Jiaolan agrees, saying she will follow shortly. With its precious cargo secured, the armored vehicle speeds away. With the immediate crisis handled, Jiaolan turns to face Fang Yi. He asks her directly if she is from the Star God War Zone. She confirms that she is, and adds that word of his incredible strength has already spread throughout her entire military district. With a confident and knowing look, she tells him that it won't be long before he becomes a very famous and important figure. Jiaolan continues her conversation with Fang Yi, openly admitting that she recognizes his individual strength is great enough to single-handedly overwhelm even the most elite squads in her war zone. She then makes a formal recruitment offer, pointing out his seemingly limitless potential and inviting him to join the Star God War Zone, promising him access to the best cultivation resources. She also reassures him that the rewards for this mission for his team and for Su Qingying's squad will be delivered soon. Fang Yi listens with a slight smile but seems to be considering his options. Her tone then becomes much more serious as she explains the true seriousness of their situation. She tells Fang Yi that with the world changing so rapidly, the nation's most urgent concern is the threat of dark attribute anomalies. A vision of a city being consumed by a massive, ominous cloud of purple and black energy illustrates her point. She warns that the number of these anomalies is growing at an alarming rate. She explains that the influence of these dark zones will continue to expand like a deadly tumor, capable of causing catastrophic consequences at any moment. Because of this immense danger, she says, they have no choice but to establish forbidden zones and have organizations like the Spiritual Energy Association strictly guard them. She clarifies that she is not telling him this to pressure him into joining, but because she believes that an outstanding and powerful pioneer like him has earned the right to know the truth of the world's situation. Understanding her sincerity, Fang Yi smiles and gives her his assurance. He tells her that he understands, and that if he encounters any anomalies in the future, he will not stand by and do nothing. He tells her she can rest easy on that point. Hearing his promise, Jiaolan's stern and weary expression finally softens into a genuine, relieved smile. Formally introducing herself, she says it's a pleasure to meet him and offers him a small, dark token. Fang Yi takes it, revealing a black tablet with a dragon symbol and the characters for Star God Warzone. Jiaolan explains that this token will grant him unrestricted access to any forbidden zone for his cultivation, and that the gates of the Star God War Zone itself will always be open to him. She then makes one final, important request, asking if he would like to come and see Elder Wu.
Thanks for watching. I'm going to see you next video.